Hey everybody, so Leo here today. I'm going to show you how to do a transaction of buying Bitcoin right through CEX.io. Very good system for many places around the world. So I'm assuming that the registration process will be pretty self-explanatory, so you can do that part. But let's go ahead and sign in. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I'll be right back. Okay, before you do anything, once you're in here, you are first going to go to your profile, and you're going to go to your profile and your verification. You got to get those two things done. So let's take a look at the profile real quick. Okay, profile information, self-explanatory. I don't need to read it to you, but you need to make sure you put that information. Now, you want to make sure that it's going to be information that's going to be able to be verified with your form of identification that you'll provide later. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up, and then I'll come right back. Okay, after you've updated your information, you will get an email making sure that that information is actually yours. Otherwise, it won't confirm. And then once you've clicked on that, you'll see that your profile has been updated. I'm not going to get much into the other tabs, but you should go through them because it's security, API, and that kind of thing. How secure you want your account to be, and go through those. Those are pretty self-explanatory. But for the brevity of this video, I'm just going to move on to the verification part. Okay, the verification process, they walk you step by step. Just click here, and then from there, be able to see what you need to be able to provide there. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out the information, just showing you here. That's one of the steps. I got to provide the information that they asked me for here, and then move on. This next screen here shows you how to, then obviously you need your personal information, and then your address and photo of documents. So let me go ahead and fill that out, and I'll be back. Okay, here you got to provide your address, which is going to be confirmed by the documents that you provide. And then the final step here, you got to provide either if you chose driver license or whatever, that's what you got to do. Then a selfie holding your driver license in this particular case, and proof of residency. So let me do that, and I'll be back. Once you've completed the steps, you're likely to get a window similar to this, where it says that your application is being checked and the verification part is being done. And then from there, once you get approved, we can move on to the next step. So I'm going to pause the video here and then come back to it once we've been. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's Leo here. From this point forth, we're going to show you how to purchase Bitcoin through CEX.io. I'm assuming that you already have an account. I'm assuming that you already verified your account. And we're going to go from the point of how do we purchase. Now, there are two different ways to be able to purchase directly from here. Okay, one is going to be you go to the buy sell area, and then you can buy whatever amounts are there, or you can set an amount that you'd like to put, whether it's let's say $150. And there you go, and there's the rate. That's what you're going to get, in terms of Bitcoin. Or if you want to buy a certain amount of Bitcoin, it'll tell you how much it is in dollars. Okay, and then you click buy. Now, personally, the feedback that I've gotten, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it differently. I don't want to buy this from this format because the rates are a little bit higher. So what I want to do is I want to get a better rate. So in essence, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to trade. Now, trade is basically you're saying I want to trade my currency, US dollars, for Bitcoin. And you can tell, even if you don't know how to do trading and all that stuff, I'm not much into trading myself right now, but what I can see is that there are transactions that are happening, and this is the price that people are selling them for. So they're saying that's $1,584. Now, when I look at this is $1,584.90 basically for one Bitcoin. You can buy the amount that you want, and it tells you the US dollars. And that is the transactions of what they're happening as we speak. Now let's take a look and see how those compare. Now, there are going to be fees for transacting, period. But let's take a look at how these compare to what actually is going on currently. So just for argument's sake, let's go and see how much Bitcoin price is at this moment. So let me refresh the screen. It's at 1621. And here at Coinbase, it is at 1630. And at CEX.io, 1583. So this is a pretty good deal. So if I can get them for this, that's pretty darn good. Now, before I can buy anything, before I can even make this option available for myself, I need to have two things. Number one, that my account was verified, and number two, I need to deposit some money into here. So I'm going to go into deposit, and from here I'm going to add some method of being able to put funds into here. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Visa, MasterCard, because I'm going to do it in that format, and then from here I'm going to choose how much I want to buy. But before I do, of course I have to add the card. So let's do that first. Let's add a new card. You're going to put in the information that they ask you for, the card number, the cardholder's name, expiration date, all that stuff, in order for you to be able to purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so once you've completed those steps, and a few others that will ask you to just make sure that it's you, verification of your card and so forth, then you will see that your card is being processed. From there, you can click on the Go to Finance page, and let's see where it takes us. Okay, it brings you here, which means that you are ready to deposit some money into your account. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and I want US dollars that I'm going to deposit. And from here, you can see that I have my card that's been verified. And I'm going to purchase, let's say I do $40. Okay. Now there is a fee, there's a commission fee that they have. So I'm going to pay a little bit over $40, which I'm fine with. And then we can go ahead and process this payment. So I select the card. It's going to ask me to verify my code to make sure that it is me. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit deposit. Okay, once the deposit has been requested and been submitted, then you just have to wait for them to finish that processing, and then you can have your funds. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit close. And it's already gone through. Look at that. Now, just want to make sure that I also give you guys a heads up. The first time I tried to process the $40, and you didn't see this in the video, it got rejected because my bank said, hey, is this legit? Is this something you really want to do? So it's extra security, which is great. And I went ahead and said it was okay. And then the second time it went through and it was deposited. And actually just took not even a minute, those funds are there. So now let's go ahead and use those funds to purchase some Bitcoin. Let's head over to trade. Okay, and then here, let's see what we're selling for. Okay, now it's got a little higher than it was before, but let's still compare it to the Bitcoin price right at this moment. So again, this may fluctuate back and forth. 1619, it's just for example purposes. So I think the rates are pretty good here. So let's go ahead and click there. And I want it to be as low as possible. So I think that's the lowest one I see. Nope, that one right there. Let's try that. And let's put in an amount that's going to be close to $40 here. And I got to take into account fees. So let's figure that out. Let's see. Let's put in 0.03. You may have to play with this a little bit. Okay, there's not enough funds for that because it's too much. So 2, 5. So as you can tell, there we go. And then there's a fee. 8 cents, and I think I'm good with that. So actually, let's try that fee right there. It's even better. Let's put 251. Okay, there we go. So place the order for that. Let's go 2. See if we can do that. Nope. Let's go with 1. But wait, if I do that, it might even be better. I might be able to get it. So 2. Nope, still not enough. So you may have to play with it a little bit. Okay, but let's go with that then. Let's place the order. I'm about to buy that amount at that rate. And then there's the fee that I've been charged, 8 cents. That's pretty reasonable. And it says that I bought BTC already at that rate and with a fee of 8 cents. So let's go back and see if that is the case. Look at that. My Bitcoin is right there. I already have it. Done. So that was pretty immediate and a pretty good rate. So this is why I think I'm going to be moving to purchasing some more through here, because it's definitely very reasonable. So let's go now to withdraw it. If I want to withdraw it to a particular wallet because I want to put it somewhere else, then all I've got to do is come over here. And since we're dealing with Bitcoin, we're going to go over, click here where it says BTC, and here's where you put in the recipient's address where you're going to send it to. So let me go ahead and get that. Okay, I've put in the address. Make sure that that is correct, because if you don't put in the correct address, then you're going to have a bit of a problem there. Okay, because you may not be able to get your funds back. Next, we'll move into the amount, which in this case, I know that I have 0.0251. That's what I have. And let's see, from there, it's going to remove the fee, obviously. So that is taken into account. But even with that, it's definitely very reasonable. And then I go ahead and double check everything, make sure that the fee that's being reduced is fine, and that's what I'm going to get. And then I click withdraw. Now, since I've added extra security, the Google Authenticator, then I'm going to need to put in a code. I suggest you do the same thing, but that's up to you. And then the final step will be just to confirm it via my email. So as you can see, there's a lot of confirmation steps because I want to make sure that everything's being done legitimately. So I'm going to go ahead and check my email and come back. Okay, I've gone ahead and gone to my email. I clicked on the link that they provided, and then as you can see, the transaction is being processed. So now I just gotta wait for that to finish up. And I got dropped off into this screen. So whether you end up on the same screen or not, basically it's on the transactions that are going on. And as you can tell there's a withdrawal happening and a transaction is being processed. So obviously it needs to go through verifications. And once that's done, then that should hit the wallet. And that's good to go. So I certainly hope that you found this tutorial useful. And of course, you'll see a button or a link below this video where you can click on it and it'll take you over to CEX.io and you can get started. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.